Mark chapter 14, and happy Mother's Day again. Thank y'all for coming out and joining us. You could have went to so many different churches, but you decided to come and hang with the Link Church, and we appreciate you. Also, thank you for the 11 o'clockers who heeded to our challenge to come to the 9 o'clock service so we can free up a few seats for those who come to the 11. I appreciate you. I see you. Mark 14, I'm going to actually read from a different version than what I typically read from. I'm going to read the Message version this morning, 3 through 9. And it reads, Jesus was at Bethany, a guest of Simon the leper. While he was eating dinner, a woman came up carrying a bottle of very expensive perfume. Opening the bottle, she poured it on his head. Some of the guests became furious among themselves. That's criminal, a sheer waste. This perfume could have been sold for well over a year's wages and handed out to the poor. They swelled up in anger, nearly bursting with indignation over her. But Jesus said, "Let her alone. Why are you giving her a hard time? She has just done something wonderfully significant for me. You will have the poor with you every day for the rest of your lives. Whenever you feel like it, you could do something for them. Not so with me. She did what she could when she could. She pre-anointed my body for burial. And you can be sure that wherever in the whole world the message is preached, what she did is going to be talked about admiringly." On your way down, look at somebody and say, "You are appreciated." Come on, find 2 more people on your way down and tell them, "You are appreciated." In February of 1995, Tupac released a song that is still being played around the world today. It was called "Dear Mama." It was the lead single from the album titled "Me Against the World." I wonder how many women in the building or watching online have ever felt like it was you against the world. Tupac said in the song "Dear Mama," and I quote, "I finally understand for a woman, it ain't easy trying to raise a man. You always was committed, a poor single mother on welfare." I'm trying to do everything I can not to rap this, y'all. A poor single mother on welfare. Tell me how you did it. There's no way I can pay you back, but the plan is to show you that I understand. You are appreciated. Today, I'm not just talking to mothers. I'm talking to grandmothers, aunties, big sisters, mentors, and every woman who has carried more than people realize. And I came with a simple message: you are appreciated. The truth is, history has not always said that. Before 1920, you didn't even have a voice in elections, yet you carried families, communities, and churches. Society benefited from your labor while denying you ownership. For generations, you carried, birthed, and raised children with little recognition. You worked the same jobs as men for less pay. And then, single mothers, you've been shamed while carrying the weight of raising children alone. Many of you have had to carry double the burden with half the support. You've been a cook, you've been a maid, an emotional supporter, and you've been a scheduler, you've been a nurturer, you've been a caregiver just to be labeled as a stay-at-home mom. If you're a woman of color, you've endured racism, sexism, economic inequality, family separation, and you've been forced to do what? To endure it all. And as a woman, you've had to hide your pain and serve while grieving, exhausted, overwhelmed, and even emotionally wounded. And history proves that women have often been needed, depended on, leaned on, and even used, all while going underappreciated. While I can't rewrite history and I can't undo any pain that you have experienced, but what I can do is use the authority of this moment and declare, woman, you are appreciated. Come on, look at the woman in her eyes and tell her like you mean it, you're appreciated. Come on, I don't think they can hear it enough today. Woman, you are appreciated. Woman, you are appreciated. Now, when we step in Mark chapter 14, we meet another woman surrounded by people who misunderstood her, criticized her, and dismissed her, but she was fully seen and fully valued by God. This scene that we're reading, it happens in a town called Bethany during the final week of Jesus' life, just before his arrest and just before his crucifixion. We're just going to have Bible study. If this is your first time here, we like to have Bible study on Sunday morning. So let's just walk it out, all right? Let's look at verse 3. And while he was at Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, he was reclining at a table. A woman with an alabaster flask of ointment of pure nard, the Bible says it was very costly. She broke the flask. She poured it over Jesus' head. Now, this is what we need to understand the context of this. In banquets in the ancient Near East, they were public and they were communal, and women were often socially minimized in public and social spaces. So this woman, she's entering in, she's interrupting an all-male dining space, which would be considered socially bold and even improper in that culture. But as a woman, we realize that sometimes you got to make bold moves and you can't afford to shrink back. Look at somebody and say, you can't shrink back. You can't shrink back in this season. There are times when you as a woman, you got to step forward in faith. You got to take bold action, and you got to move past what culture, what family, and what friends expects in order to walk in what God has called you to do. This woman, she takes a rare, a costly, an essential oil, and she pours it on Jesus. Now, this isn't just casual generosity. Obviously, we see from the context clues, from the way that the men responded, that this was seen as reckless. But it wasn't reckless. It was just a sacrificial devotion. Breaking the flag suggests that there's no saving it for later. So she can't go back. She can use it later. An entire year's wage gone in what others see down the drain. But I wonder if there's any women who understands what it's like to sacrifice and pay the cost for being a mom in your house. You had to give up. I ain't got nobody in here who had to give up no dream for no kids. You didn't have to give up no purpose for no kids. And after all you gave up, some people in your family still had the audacity to turn their nose up at you and question all you have done for your household. Let's keep riding. Let's keep reading. There were some who were mad. They was on fire. They were hot. These men watched this woman sacrifice, and instead of praising her for her sacrifice, they received irritation, outrage, confusion, and rebuke. It's interesting how people who have never carried your weight often have the loudest opinions about how you should carry it. Looking at you, trying to tell you how to raise your kids, but they don't want to put no money in. Trying to tell you how to hold up your household, but they ain't trying to put no gas in the car. I put gas in the car day before yesterday, $4.18. If you ought to tell somebody, if you ain't putting no gas in my car, don't say nothing about how I'm raising my kids. Now, don't get it twisted. Jesus isn't connecting her value to her gender, but to her act of love, her act of worship, her act of faith, and her act of sacrifice. Being a woman alone isn't where your value is. Your value isn't in your gender. It's not in a status. It's not in a title. Your value is rooted in being made in the image of God and in how you live out what he placed in your hands. What are you doing with what God has given you in your hands? While this woman was talked about what she did with the oil, it was exactly the reason and the purpose that God gave it to her. Even if other people don't understand it, the way Jesus sees you, his value, the value that he sees in you is going to be based on what you have done, not what others have approved of you doing. Are you doing what God has told you to do with what's in your hands? Y'all, I'm almost done. We're ready to go. Look at what Jesus says. Look at what Jesus says in verse 6. But Jesus said, leave her alone. Don't you wish you had an advocate in your house every now and then? Why do you trouble her? She has done a beautiful thing. Look at somebody say, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. You're always going to have the poor with you. So what Jesus does is he steps in and he reframes the act. What they were calling waste, he's calling beautiful. What they misunderstood, Jesus is now honoring. So while the crowd only sees what she's done, Jesus has seen the heart from which she is doing it. And I'm so glad that I get the privilege to stand and tell some woman today that Jesus not only sees you, but he sees your motive, he sees your intentions, and he sees your why. And when your motives and your intentions and your why are godly, he says he sees beauty even when others see someone or something that they can critique. Jesus sees beauty in your life. Jesus sees beauty in your life. That's all I came here to tell somebody. Jesus sees beauty in your life. He sees beauty in your life. He sees beauty in your life. Verse 8, this is my favorite verse. This is my favorite verse in this text. This jumped out to me this week. He says, she has done what she could. That's the English Standard Version. But what it says in that Message version, what does it say? It says that she did what she could when she could. Let that sit there like a good piece of chicken. That's encouraging. Somebody going to catch that in a minute. She did what she could when she could. While others looked down on her, Jesus said, you did what you could. So he essentially tells her, you did your best, and that's all that matters. You did your best. That's a word for somebody here this morning, and that's all he got for you. Is that you have, when you look back over your life, and you think things over, Jesus is saying, I have seen that you did your best with what you had. Jesus didn't measure her act by the size, by her status, by her approval. He measured it by her capacity, her sincerity, and her sacrifice. And I know there may be moments where you look back over your life and you wish things were different. You wish you had more education, but you still showed up and you made it work for your family. You wish you had more money, but you still found a way to provide for your family. You wish your home was bigger and built a little bit differently, but you still held it all together. You wish life gave you more support, but you kept going anyway. And Jesus still steps into your life and says, you did what you could. Praise somebody around you. Look at them and just clap your hands and say, you did what you could, Candy. You did what you could, Rolanda. You did what you could, Teresa. If truth be told, some of y'all, if you got the opportunity now, when you leave here, the first person you need to call is mama again. I know you say, well, I already called her. I told her happy Mother's Day. But what you didn't tell her was, I know that you did the best that you could. you didn't get a chance to tell her that. So you need to tell her today, if she's still here, while she still got breath in her body, because there may be a day you won't get a chance to tell her, but you'll hear a message like this. But it'll be too late to go back and say, Mama, I know you didn't have everything. I know you didn't have the degrees. I know you had trauma. I know you had issues. I know you had mental health issues. I know you were grieving living while you were raising me. I know you were in poverty while you were raising me. I know your mama never hugged you. I know your daddy wasn't present, but you did the best that you could. And I just want to say, you are appreciated. I know some of you, your kids is too young. They spoiled, rotten. So even when they say Happy Mother's Day today, you know they ain't thinking about you. They thinking about what they gonna get this afternoon for dinner. So since they can't tell you, Jesus is using me this morning to tell you you're doing the best you could do. And you appreciate it. You are appreciated. Come on, I just want to sit in that moment for a second while you think about it. Because some of you think about all the mistakes that you made, what you could have did. I should have said I loved you a few more times. I should have been a little bit more affectionate, but you did the best that you could with what you had. And maybe they'll never understand of what it feels like to never be hugged and then have to turn around and hug somebody else. Maybe they'll never understand what it was like to never be told I love you growing up, and now you got to turn around and tell 3, 4 other kids I love you. So they won't understand that they didn't get exactly what they wanted out of life through you, but you did the best that you could. And out of all the people in that room, only one person saw it, and that was Jesus. Nobody else got it. Nobody else understood it. So today isn't about how many people can see that I did the best that I could. How many of my kids will understand that I did it's not about that. Today, Mama, is that Jesus sees that you did the best that you could with what you had. You are appreciated. I'm done, but on my way out, somebody's asking, Mama's still here, Auntie's still here, Grandma's still here, Big Sis is still here. How do I appreciate the women in my life? How do I show them you are appreciated? I think there's at least 5 things you can do. 1, affirm her. Somebody shout, affirm her. What is that? Speak life, identity, and worth over her consistently so she knows she's seen and valued by God. Proverbs 31, 28 and 29 says, her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. The way that we can show the women in our life that we appreciate them is by opening up our mouth and consistently affirming who they are and who they've been in our life. Number 2, cover her. Somebody shout, cover her. Protect her emotionally, spiritually, and relationally, creating a safe place where she can thrive without fear. Fear of what, Pastor? Fear of rejection, fear of ridicule, fear of criticism. I don't know what this woman got to experience when she went home, but what I do pray is that when she got home, somebody was able to say, I agree with what Jesus said. You've done the best that you can do. That's covering. Number 3, support her. Somebody shout, support her. What is that? Stand with her in strength and faith, helping carry what she cannot carry alone. No woman was called by God to carry everything by herself. If you're a woman, just look at somebody and say, I need some help every now and then. Ecclesiastes 4, 9 through 10 says, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. Here's number 4, Relieve her. Somebody shout, relieve her. Help lighten her burdens and step in so she's not overwhelmed by the weight she carries. Galatians 6:2 says, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. Here's my last challenge to you on how to appreciate the women in your life. Resource her. Invest in her purpose. Invest in her growth and well-being so she has what she needs to flourish. Galatians 6:10 says, so then, as we have opportunity, let us do good to everyone, and especially those who are of the household of faith. So what's the answer to the question of how can we show appreciation to the women in our life? 1, affirm her. 2, cover her. 3, support her. 4, relieve her. And 5, resource her. When we look at the passage on today about this woman, Jesus didn't just receive worship from this woman, but he restored worth to this woman. What others saw as waste, Jesus saw value. What others saw as misplacement, Jesus saw beauty. And what others saw a woman to correct, Jesus saw a woman to honor. So on this Mother's Day of 2026, I just want to say, as your pastor and your friend, you are appreciated. Come on, stand to your feet and give God a praise.